Hey bumblebees! Welcome to Honey's Garden. It's the hottest host this side of OnlyFans, Honey! Though I'm sure we'll make it there someday. I mean, I'm liquid smooth, you know, all plump and filled with life. I'm in my prime, you know. And that means nothing but fun, fun, fun for as long as our skin's soft and our tits bounce. I mean, if you aren't pretty, what are you even alive for after all? Of course now. Everyone is pretty in their own special, unique, individual ways. There are just some of us who are more pretty than everyone else, and some others less pretty. Sad face. I can't even begin to imagine how those types survive, let alone live. What simple, empty lives they must lead. Of course, a pretty smile can't be paid for with other pretty smiles, but they can be in thousands of dollars worth of teeth whitening procedures and lip fillers for those of you just a little less aesthetically gifted than I. Now, a lot of these things can be fixed with simply wearing a wardrobe that you little bumblebees can naturally blossom into, or simply not slouching. But, like I said, you can't pay for every little thing your greedy heart desires just because you have a pretty candy apple sheen sitting just above your waxy core. So, we're just gonna stick with the makeovers. Okay, sweeties? Okay. And oh boy, I swear unsweet little Miss Diamond's our girl's best friend herself, Miss Marilyn, that I have a very, very, very special darling on the pretty little program today. I mean, naturally besides me, of course. Naturally, of course. I am the darling custom made for each and every single one of those little hearts that are willing to click the like button. But if you've seen anything that our little community has grown together, then you'll know that my heart only pulses and throbs for one special person. I have to be honest though, this very, very, very special darling I speak of, for the longest time, I didn't even give them a second glance. They were so drab and boring and uninteresting for the longest of time to me. The only thing they had going for them was their simply excellent bone structure and their fairly symmetrical face, and the way their collarbone sits against their skin makes me want to practically sing, but that was it for the longest time. There are cuties with more going for them and cuties with less. But gosh, their skin. It was just a misplaced touch of the hand. Not even a spot of quality nail polish. But their skin. I felt a thrum beneath it. I could feel the blood and the life pulsing underneath the smooth layers. It became unblemished and unmarred in front of my very eyes. And I wanted to peel it off. More than anything in my life. I still want to. I still want it to be mine. And only mine. And then things began to change. And it was like I could see them in a whole new light. Their eyes, their shoulders, neck and tongue, all of it. Every part of it. Every insular piece. Oh, what I would give to rip their tongue out with my own pearly white teeth. I can only imagine how sweet the young blood would taste on the tip of my tongue. You know, I always think of our little community as like a garden, with all you little watchers as the bumblebees who keep it thriving so beautifully, like me, and all the flowers inside of it as the makeovers and shopping hauls and all the other little videos I make. But I see them as a peach, hanging heavily but delicately on a fruit tree in a shady corner of the garden, where the light of the sun doesn't touch it. I want to bring it into the light, where it can flourish and shine as brightly as I know that little peach can. And I want to bite its sweet, supple flesh all the while. Is it not within my right to have a little fun? In fact, is that not the only natural right I can default to? What do I have left? I mean, let me put it this way for you cute little bumblebees who look less like little fuzzy roly-poly bumblebees and more like yellow jackets and wasps who might not understand the plight I and so many other gorgeous others suffer under. But I get the sense that Miss Millicent Roberts and I share a kinship like no other. If you hate Barbie, she's a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. You can brush her hair and undress her everywhere with a closet space larger than her IQ could ever be. If you like Barbie, she's the career woman's career woman. Doctor, lawyer, astronaut, engineer, IT technician, accountant, pencil neck, paper pusher, brown noser, cubicle fodder, sleaze, and all those rolled into the world's drabbest snowball. A fanny pack's a fanny pack even when you make it plasticky pink and fill it with sparkles. And frankly, I'm so sick of it. I don't care about the dichotomy. If anything, my shallowness is my depth. My brain could be rotting in places and my soul could be ready to die. But for as long as my blood bleeds pink, I can get by without the need to go about teaching myself how to die. In a way, our special little darling guest today reminded me of that. Oh, I know what they meant. I know exactly what they meant. Beautiful on the inside and out. They said the words like everyone always says the words. The phrase is so trite as is that to consider myself anything but above the cliché would have only been considered uppity in the late 80s. But it was the way they said it. The way their eyes flickered under the very same sunlight that had cursed me with this sex. They already knew I was rotten. Rotten to the very core. Waxy was a polite way of referring to the artificiality that I know everybody already knows is there. But everyone knows the way the poison and pins and razor blades have no choice but to seep and stew under the surface of the shiny skin. And they knew. They knew there was nothing more underneath. They knew I was liquid smooth and nothing more. As deep as a puddle. And they didn't just say that it was okay. They said they wanted to be too. That they wished that the same burden was lifted off their shoulders. That they wanted to be just like me. And who would I be to deny them that chance to be skinned and born anew? Drowning the toad they are into the scorpion they can become, who possesses no better nature than their own innate. And today, we'll grant that secret wish. But first, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh, and